So it is 7:32 in the morning. It is a Tuesday morning. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, George.
How are you, sir?
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. Nice, crisp feeling in the air outside. I'll take it.
Not as humid as it was yesterday morning.
No, you didn't feel the humidity. Well, if you picked up a piece of paper, you sure did. But anyway.
Or if you looked at my windows in my car while I was trying to drive to work.
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, they
all
said
fogged up.
A little fogged up.
The guy was all over the place. Anyway, it's still up there though. We're looking at 61% right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all relative.
Yeah, relative humidity. Relative.
I understand it's all going to go away though tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit drier.
Little hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la bye-bye. Nice, dry, really nice weather. A little bit below normal, which means the crisp will remain in the air.
The crisp. Is that like apple crisp? Or?
Yeah, the crisp of winter.
Apple crisp. All right.
We don't get a lot of crisp here anymore.
Well, you mean apple crisp we don't?
Remember back in the old days when it used to snow all the way down into Ocotillo?
Yeah.
Or close to Ocotillo, and that put a real crisp in the air.
They've been waiting for that for quite a while.
And yeah, it has been years since that's happened again. Maybe someday.
Maybe.
Hopefully I'm still around to see it. Anyway, and they used to close off Interstate 8 right there at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Remember, because it was too snowy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people came back into town and people that UPI. Remember the UPI news network?
Yes, United Press International.
I worked at a station that our news network was UPI, mm-hmm. Like we have CBS here, and it no longer exists. But the major the morning broadcaster news guy was caught in that snow. And he came came back into town and found us and visited. We got to meet this guy that was the news guy on UPI that we listened to every morning.
He was headed back to.
He had a child at San Diego State, and he was going over to see his child, and they got caught in the snow right there at the mountain. So they had no idea when they were going to reopen it. So he came back into town, looked up the station I was at, and visited.
Well, that's a small world.
Introduced himself. That was one of the first major guys I ever met. Now he was unemployed, of course.
Was his name Major?
No. That Major Lance is the only one I know is named Major.
Major Lance.
Who would actually name their child Major? Anyway, we've got birthdays and stuff. You ready for birthdays?
Do. I am.
Big shot guys. Patrick Bauhaus. Remember him?
Oh, wow.
I don't remember him at all. He was in The Pretender and Carnival. 84 years old, so apparently he's been around a while.
I think that's a forgetful name.
He's a guy, yeah, I forgot it. Helen Cornelius, I remember her. She was a country singer. She's the Cornelius family. She's 81.
Okay.
Quite possibly the only member left. Actor James Naughton of Hostages and Planet of the Apes. He's 77. He was in a lot of movies in the 50s and the 40s, too. Actor Joe Beth Williams is 74. Tom Hulse, he's a pretty good actor. He's 69. Will Schreiner was a talk show guy that didn't last very long. 69 years old today. Tish Hinojosa, she's 67. Country singer Billy Lloyd, he is the Lloyd part of Foster and Lloyd. He is 67. Comedian Steve Wright, very funny, very dry humor, 67 years old today. A guitarist Peter Buck of REM, 66. Janine Turner, she was in Strong Medicine. I used to watch her on Northern Exposure. She's very good. She's 60 years old today. Judd Apatow. He's a guy that directs all kinds of funny movies, who I thought was older than I was, but he's not. He's 55 today. Keyboardist Ulf Buddha Ekberg.
Yeah.
Of Ace of Base. I heard of the band, but I had no idea who Ulf was. He's 52 today, and those are our big shots. Ready for the local people?
I'm ready for the local. Those others left me breathless.
People trying to figure out who the heck they were.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got some local people that we may actually know coming up next.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Happy birthdays this morning going out to Cristina Villagrana, Gloria Castillo, Juanita Espinosa, Giovanni Gonzalez, John Walton, Nancy Turner, Ellie Turner, we have Joe Beard, Teresa Valdez, and Evangelina Elizalde, Adam Lemus, Alicia Duran, Maria Ochoa, Marie Hart, Stacy Cox, Francisco Herrera, and Aurora Mendez. Happy birthday to each and every one. And we know Adam in there, don't we? We do. That means Gabe's probably going to be having cake today.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to take delivery of it, but I guess they'll figure
Well,
that out.
FedEx it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if it snugly fits the box, just smash it down a little bit.
Exactly. It all tastes good. Doesn't matter what it looks
Gabe's not particular.
I'm not either. Not when it comes to cake.
Just as long as it doesn't bite back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want my cake to bite me back. Got your World and California News headlines. We're going to jump right into this. It's brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock, your year-round comfort specialist.
CBS News Brief. The candidates have spoken and spoken again. Now it's up to voters to decide Georgia's runoff race for Senate. Republican Herschel Walker.
I feel very good about the outcome. I think the early vote was good. And so now I think we're going to win this election.
The incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock.
We've had incredible turnout during the early vote period, but do not rest on the strength of that.
Polls close 7 p.m. Eastern. Power still out in Moore County, North Carolina, after someone shot up 2 Duke Energy substations over the weekend.
We haven't had hot showers at our house in 2 days.
Could be days more till the system's back online. Still no arrest. Law enforcement officers who defended the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th riot will be honored with congressional gold medals today. Correspondent Scott McFarland from Capitol Hill.
At a ceremony in the Capitol Rotunda, the police departments will get their medals. Officers, the rank and file, can get replicas at a later date.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Lawmakers in the state capitol Monday for the first day of the new legislative session. Republican lawmakers like Assembly Minority Leader James Gallagher vowing to help get the state on track.
We're going to work to reduce taxes for hardworking Californians and give tax credits to help families and renters stay afloat during this time of sky-high inflation.
Their California Promise, a legislative package including efforts to cut taxes, improve public safety and education, and measures to create new water infrastructure. A man with an assault rifle gains access to a secure area of the Rialto Police Department before an officer opens fire.
The brazenness of criminals in today's society is just overwhelming to me. I've been doing this for 37 years. And in 37 years, I would have never, ever thought that somebody would have come in armed with some type of a weapon and assaulted our police officers.
Rialto Police Chief Mark Kling, the suspect surviving his injuries, a high-caliber rifle found on the ground in the station parking lot. Gas prices down another 6 cents in the state overnight to an average of $4.71. Jeff Scott, California News.
And World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair or replacement, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning, Custom Sheet Metal.
Don't worry about a Christmas gift for the family back east because the Peanut Patch is here. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. A great variety of gift packs that you can ship anywhere in the universe to your friends and loved ones. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. You'll find homemade chocolates. You'll find fresh English toffee made from scratch. Pecan turtles made from scratch. You'll love their yogurt-covered peanuts, raisins, and almonds. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. And again, they have their own post office. They will ship anywhere. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. Now, how do you get there? Well, Google the Peanut Patch in Yuma, and you'll get directions. It's easy, and you're going to love spending some time at the Peanut Patch looking around. Find them on the web, the World Wide Web, thepeanutpatch.com. That's thepeanutpatch.com.
And it's page 1 of the local news, a service of El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you at El Centro Motors in the Brawley Auto Center at Highway 86 and Julia Drive and at the Imperial Valley Mall. With page 1 of the local news, here's Gene Brister.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, a man dies in an officer-involved shooting. George Gale has more.
Imperial County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call from a residence in Sealy. The El Centro station received the call at around 1 in the afternoon. The report was a man had pulled out a rifle and had threatened to shoot the person making the report. Deputies arrived at the scene in the 1900 block of Holt Avenue in Sealy. Deputies say they saw the suspect go back into the house. Deputies encountered the suspect at the rear of the house, and they notified dispatch suspect was resisting arrest. Deputies used a taser in an attempt to subdue the suspect, but that failed, and the suspect continued to resist. He reportedly struck a deputy in the head with a blunt object. At least one shot was then fired, striking the suspect. Deputies performed life-saving measures on the suspect until they were relieved by county fire personnel. County fire pronounced the suspect deceased at 1:35 p.m. 2 deputies were transported to the hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. County Sheriff's investigations, County Coroner's Office, and the Deputy District Attorney's Office the District Attorney's Office is investigating the incident. No names have been released. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Boy, George, do I have an unusual Christmas gift idea this year. Food waste pails. They're going to be given away. Pails are provided by CR&R Environmental Services. They are to allow El Centro residents to compost their kitchen scraps. The pails will be given away December the 8th, December the 14th as another date. That'll be from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the new El Centro Library, 1198 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
I will be first in line.
All right.
Want my pail.
KXO News Time 744.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires, guaranteed. We're talking the finest names in tires: Michelin, Pirelli, Dunlap, Bridgestone, Continental, and more. Check the prices, then talk to your Quick Lane service advisor. He will give you the best price, guaranteed. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane at El Centro Motors, in the Brawley Auto Center, and now at the Imperial Valley Mall.
County Board of Supervisors are set to hold a regular scheduled meeting today. Here's more in that story.
The meeting will be held this morning. Public session begins at 10 a.m. Supervisors will discuss adopting a resolution extending remote meetings. There will be a presentation from the Public Health Department regarding COVID-19 and monkeypox in Imperial County. They will discuss a grant agreement between the California Department of Public Health and the Imperial County Public Health Department. And the supervisors will hear a presentation by David Salgado, Regional Affairs Officer for the Southern California Association of Governments. The meeting will be held at the Administration Building on Main Street in El Centro. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A deputy has been arrested in November. 34-year-old William Ayala was arrested on November the 21st. The 10-year veteran of the Sheriff's Department was arrested with 4 felony counts. Allegedly, he defrauded a fallen officer's fund and lied to an employee appeals board. Ayala has entered a plea of not guilty. His primary hearing will be held January the 11th. The deputy is on administrative leave with pay. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
And page 1 of the local news has been a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you will never need an appointment.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold, right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO.
Goddard's Gold. What's your name? Who's your daddy?
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Goddard's Gold.
And we are ready for page 2 of the local news. With page 2, here again is Gene.
In other local news, the IID directors were sworn in recently. Here's more on that story.
Their first board meeting is today. Re-elected director Alex Cardenas for Division 1 and newly elected Gina Dockstader for Division 3 and Karen Eugenio for Division 5 were sworn into office during a special meeting on Friday. Their first meeting is today. They will face a short action agenda with just 4 items on the action agenda, 2 of which are amendments to previous agreements. For the most part, the meeting will be taken up with information items. Residents can attend the meeting in person or via live stream. Public session begins at 1 this afternoon in Conrad Auditorium on Broadway in El Centro. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Well, Christmas events coming up in Imperial. Several ones, in fact. They'll be held in and around the El Centro area. This coming week, it starts the city of Imperial Friday, December the 9th. They'll hold a parade of lights. It'll begin at 2nd Street and travel north on Imperial Avenue. The route is simple, straight up Imperial Avenue. Parade will start at 6 with all entries decorated in lights. Christmas in a Small Town will be held Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. The State of the City address will be delivered at the Saturday event. Well, 25 years of dedicated service to El Centro. George Gale explains.
The El Centro City Council member, Cheryl Villegas Walker, decided not to seek re-election in November. This evening, City Council will celebrate her 25 years of dedicated service to the city. Celebration will be held at 6 p.m. in the El Centro City Council chambers with a reception to follow. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Calexico police are seeking the public's assistance. They are investigating the incident that occurred in October. Police had responded to a call in the 500 block of East 4th Street. They found a seriously injured man, later identified as a 30-year-old Ian Andrade. The man was flown to Desert Regional Medical Center, where he succumbed to his injuries. Police say during the investigation, they followed a blood trail that led them to the 600 block of East 4th Street. Police believe the victim was struck by a vehicle as he crossed the street. The vehicle fled the scene. Police are asking for public assistance in identifying the vehicle. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Here's George Gale with the weather update.
The high temperature yesterday, 75 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 51. National Weather Service says a weak weather system will pass through the region today and Wednesday, but the majority of the area is not expected to receive any rain. By Wednesday night into Thursday, a gradual drying trend will begin and last through the rest of the week, while temperatures stay slightly above normal through the upcoming weekend. Weather forecast calling for sunny skies today. Highs right near 69. West wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 46. West to northwest winds at around 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny skies. Highs right near 68. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. And right now we're looking at 49 degrees a day, 61% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality is still good throughout the region.
The magic of Christmas.
It's our 24-hour gift to you, the magic of Christmas, an Imperial Valley tradition on AM 1230. The magic of Christmas captures the feeling of this special time of year. The magic of Christmas, beginning at noon Christmas Eve and continuing through noon Christmas Day. Presented by
Baja Farms, Allstate agents Lucy and Ubaldo Bermudez, Sun Community Federal Credit Union, and Imperial Valley College.
Join us on AM 1230 and feel the magic of Christmas.
The magic of Christmas.
And it is a Sports World Roundup, brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best of care. Monday Night Football. We're going to talk football right now, both kinds. Tom Brady worked his magic, set a record with a 44th career fourth quarter comeback. Brady initiated the comeback. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 17-16. Just barely, but he did it. At the World Cup yesterday, Japan and South Korea were eliminated. Croatia and Japan, they played to a 1-1 draw, but Croatia advanced on the 3-1 on penalties. Brazil just outright defeated South Korea 4-1. So Japan and South Korea are eliminated. Today, it's Morocco and Spain. They're playing as we speak. Portugal and Switzerland will play after that. That's that's football. We've got more right after this.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
And on the NBA scoreboard, it was the Clippers over the Hornets, 119-117. Bucks beat the Magic, 109-102. Thunder over the Hawks, 121-114. Celtics beat the Raptors, 116-110. 76ers and the Rockets, they went into double overtime. Rockets beat the 76ers, 132-123. The Grizzlies got by the Heat, 101-93. Mavericks beat the Suns, 130-111. And it was the Pacers over the Warriors, 112-104. In Major League Baseball, according to sources, Phillies and the shortstop Trey Turner have reached an 11-year, $300 million deal. So the former Dodger is going to be a Philly. He's going to be a Philly. In American League, Yankees say they're focused on Aaron Judge, very focused on Aaron Judge, but they're not going to rush him. They're going to let him take his time. He is a free agent, and he's got to make up his mind. That's it. That's a look at sports. Sports World Roundup brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District.
Let's talk about it. Bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to Kxo AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to kxoradio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of Kxo AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
And it is time for the financial news and weather, brought to you by Southwest Security, locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offers live scan fingerprinting to the public. Stocks slipped this morning, continuing a downward trend as fears of even higher rates and a looming recession sparked a sell-off during the previous session. Dow dipped 65 points or 0.17%, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite traded 0.4% and 0.7% lower, respectively. Tuesday's move followed a down day for the major averages, with the NASDAQ dropping 1.93% for its biggest drop since November 9th. S&P 500 shed 1.79%, and the Dow lost 482 points, or 1.4%. We're going to take a look at the weather in just a minute.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
The high temperature yesterday, 75 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 51. Expect sunny skies today. Highs right near 69. West wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 46. West to northwest winds at around 10 miles per hour. Sunny on Wednesday. Highs right near 68. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And right now we are looking at 49 degrees, 61% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality is still good throughout the region. Your financial news and weather has been brought to you by Southwest Security Services. They offer 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal on the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
At Burgers and Beer, Christmas is one of the most important times of the year for us. It's a time for us to stop and give thanks for our blessings and celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Let the spirit of love gently fill our hearts and homes. In this loveliest of seasons, may you find many reasons for happiness. Wishing you and your family health, happiness, peace, and prosperity this holiday season and in the coming new year. From your Burgers and Beer family.
And we're coming up on 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, we got CBS News at the top of the hour.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
And your CBS News brought to you this hour by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. Nearly 2 years after the Capitol attack, law enforcement people who defended the building are right now getting the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest honor Congress bestows. Capitol Police Lieutenant Ted Hopkins.
It's important to relate how bad it really was, from the verbal abuse, from the actual physical assaults to the chemicals, impact weapons.
The CBS's Scott McFarlane on Capitol Hill.
The legislation ordering these medals formally mentions the officers who died after January 6th. Brian Sicknick, who died of multiple strokes, and the officers who died by suicide. They'll be a focus area of this ceremony today inside the Capitol Rotunda, a site of rioter attacks.
It's Election Day in Georgia, a day of decision in the high-stakes Senate runoff pitting the Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker.
Many of the voters I spoke with are like Marvin and his wife Pam, who wanted to vote early but couldn't.
We were out of town for a week and we couldn't do it. So we would have voted early, but we got in
in late last night and decided to come on right away this morning.
Vince says life took over for him last week, but voting today was easy breezy.
Once the line opened at 7, it was, really quick.
In fact, it took me less than 5 minutes to vote. Michelle Wright for CBS News, Atlanta.
Former Republican Congressman David Rivera from Florida has been arrested on charges of money laundering and representing a foreign government without registering. He had a multi-million-dollar consulting deal with Venezuela's government. Still a mess in a North Carolina county after the attack that crippled 2 power substations.
With more than 30,000 homes and businesses in Moore County facing a third day without power and heat, Duke Energy hopes to have all of the electricity restored sometime Thursday.
When people don't have heat in their homes or can't cook for themselves, those kinds of things, it can create personal disaster in your life.
2 power substations in the county an hour southwest of Raleigh were knocked offline Saturday after they were hit by gunfire and what investigators are calling an intentional criminal act. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Greensboro, North Carolina.
For a second day, drone strikes have rattled nerves inside Russia. Today it was an oil facility near an airfield. Yesterday, a pair of airfields hit. Ukrainian forces have been blamed by Moscow. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab.
This morning, Ukraine is also denying being responsible for those attacks deep inside Russian territory, only saying that such incidences are, and I'm quoting here, karma for Russia's invasion.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 185 points. The NASDAQ is down 172, and the S&P is down 42. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code FLEXIBLE at checkout. That's harrys.com, code FLEXIBLE. Enjoy.
Extramarital sex is now illegal in Indonesia.
Under Indonesia's new criminal code, couples found engaging in sex outside marriage can face 1-year prison terms. Andreas Harsano from Human Rights Watch says the danger of laws like this isn't that they'll be universally enforced.
It is that they provide avenue for selective enforcement.
The new criminal code also makes it illegal to insult the president. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
In Afghanistan, officials say girls will be allowed to take their high school graduation exams this week, even though they've been banned from classrooms since the Taliban took control last year. That decision applies to most of the country's 34 provinces, where the winter school break begins soon. Despite initially promising more moderate rule and women's and minority rights, the Taliban's restricted rights and freedoms and implemented their own harsh interpretation of Islamic law. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible end-of-the-year sale prices from General Steele. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-74-STEEL to see how General Steele can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 888-74-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steele.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steele.
Call 888-74-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building at end of the year savings. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-747-8335. 888-74-STEEL.
No child in Imperial County should go hungry. This is Jean Oswald for the Imperial Valley Food Bank. Living in a food insecure home makes it difficult for children to perform efficiently in school and to face the challenges of being a child. I urge you to help these kids. Donate to the Food Bank's Backpack Program. Recipients are children who rely on school meals and risk going hungry on weekends when they're away from school. The Ivy Food Bank Backpack Program. Donate online at ivyfoodbank.org.
And your CBS News has been brought to you this hour by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank at 760-370-0966.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time.
With George Gale.
Except once my pants are on, I make gold records.
AM 1230.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
KXO.
1230 KXO.